All right, so I kind of want to briefly go over with you our first week's discussion, unsatisfactory performance outcomes, and hopefully it will just kind of answer any questions that you might have just regarding the first discussion. So for this discussion, what we want you to do is we want you to describe a present or past work experience in which, regardless of your own level of skill or knowledge, or that of a coworker, the organization's performance was unsatisfactory or unnecessarily inefficient. So what we mean by this is it could be something such as restaurant employees who consistently forget about their tables, a quarry worker who is always taking breaks, a bank teller who repeatedly puts in the wrong account numbers, or call center employees who seem to refuse to follow a script. Now remember, this doesn't necessarily have to be one of these four options. It could be anything and should be something from your own personal work experience or just from an organization that you're very familiar with. When you're doing this post, one thing we want you to avoid is putting the name of the business that it is in. You can put it in if you want, but it might be a good idea just to kind of keep it anonymous. So maybe call it, business A or business B or whatever. And then once you have described exactly what your performance problem is, we want you to go on and answer this question. What do you think was the root cause for the lack of performance? And in considering that, we want you to consider Stolovich and Keep's new performance improvement mantra, which is being cause conscious, not being solution focused. In this discussion, we don't want you to focus on identifying solutions to fix your performance problems per se, but we want you to actually just focus on, okay, what is the root cause of my performance problem? So what is it that's causing my performance problem? And in answering that, it could be a number of things. It could be improper incentives / consequences, so maybe they're just not incentivized to actually do the job, or they're not being consequenced for not doing the job. It could be something such as a lack of employee motivation. Maybe they're just completely not motivated to even do the job. Maybe it's not something they're passionate about. Or, it could even be something like unclear expectations. So they're just not sure what they're supposed to do. They're not sure how to do it. And potentially even they don't have the right tools and stuff like that. So it could be any number of potential causes that's really affecting your the performance of the employees or whoever, right? In your discussion, please remember to explain your answer in detail. Don't go so far as writing a whole entire book. Keep it to 2 to 3 paragraphs max. That way everybody can kind of go through and read everybody's. And remember to keep this in mind throughout the course, especially when it comes to assignment 1, because in assignment 1, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be conducting a performance analysis on an organization you have worked for or currently have contact with. So use this discussion as almost a springboard into assignment 1. So that way you can have, a little bit of background information going into assignment 1, and you don't have to completely start new. And remember, your first post is due by Wednesday at midnight. So when you're posting, create your own thread, give it its own title, and make sure this is posted by midnight. And then you have 3 or more peer responses due by Saturday at midnight. And these need to be posts of substance, so make sure that you're doing that. Posting protocol, evenly distribute posts throughout the week. So don't post every single one of your posts on Saturday. Make sure to respond to other people Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Just kind of distribute it throughout the week. As I talked about before, don't write a book. Keep it to 1, 2, 3 paragraphs in length. We don't need every last detail, but do make sure to keep it a little bit more detailed. And avoid responses of no substance. So don't just throw out a response, hey, that's great, I agree, good idea. Make sure that you're actually moving the discussion forward by adding substance, ask questions, play the devil's advocate, stuff like that. And then use proper etiquette, proper language, grammar, spelling, stuff like that. And always remember to respect others on the discussion board, even if maybe you don't agree with them or it's just kind of going against your argument. And always use citations. Whether you're quoting somebody or you're using tables, make sure to cite exactly where you're getting that information and cite your sources. And then try using supporting quotes from your text, from our required readings, from our optional readings, and make sure to just try to find as many supporting quotes as you can. This here is our grading rubric. So make sure to look at the grading rubric and kind of consider it as you're drafting your posts and posting. Timeliness and quality of discussion responses, responsiveness to discussion topic, and demonstration of knowledge and understanding from assigned readings, and of course the ability of your postings to move the discussion forward, right? So these are your substantive posts. And then this grading rubric here was pulled directly from 528, from the 528 discussion grading rubric. This can be found in the Getting Started portion of your course. So if you haven't already taken the time to look over this document, make sure that you do. It has a lot of really good information down at the bottom about what a substantive post is, how you should be responding, and all of that. So definitely make sure to check that out. And if you do have a question about the discussion board at all, make sure to begin by posting that discussion in the Ask a Peer, Ask the Instructor section. We'll be good about making sure to check the discussion board as soon as possible and responding to that when we can. But we ask that you please post into this discussion forum first, just because if you have a question, there's a good chance that someone else in the class might have the same question. And then if that doesn't answer your question, please make sure to contact us so that we can get back to you and make sure that you're on the right track. So yeah, good luck with discussion 1.